Hello everyone, magandang magandang araw sa inyong lahat. So today we are going to talk into the different critical functions of human resources or yung tinatawag po natin na HR within the organizations. Okay? So we all know that HR or human resources plays a vital role in managing the employee life cycle, ensuring that the both employee and the organization needs are met. So we will explore various HR functions, their importance, and the real world example to illustrate this concept. So later on, we are going also to talk about part-time jobs. Okay, the benefits, the challenges, or kung ano ba yung contribute ng part-time jobs or part-time sa workplace. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so before anything else, um, uh, and let's provide first the definition of human resources. So take note, HR or human resources is responsible for managing the employee life cycle, which includes recruitment, training, performances management, and the employee retention. So, maraming nagsasabi na ang HR daw or human resources is considered as a strategic partner in organizations. So actually, there's such rules, no, or rule of HR as a strategic partner. So una na dyan yung tinatawag natin na alignment with the business goal. So HR or human resources um, uh, functions as a bridge between the workforce and the organization's strategic objectives. So by aligning HR initiatives such as talent acquisition, the employee development, and also performance management, with the business goals, HR ensures that human resources contributes directly to achieving these objectives. So aside from alignment with business goals, we have also talent management. Yan, isang rule yan ng HR in a strategic partner. So effective HR management focuses on attracting, retaining, and developing talent. So this includes implementing successions, planning, and career development programs, di ba? So that not only meet current organizations' needs, but also prepare for future challenges. So take note at a strong talent management strategy foster a skilled workforce that can adapt to changing market conditions. So aside from alignment with business goals, talent management, marami pang pong functions or rule po ang HR as a strategic partner. For example po, organizational culture, yung data-driven decision making, collaboration with leadership, um, uh, and marami pa po. Okay? So now let's move on to the different key functions of human resource. Kung ano po talaga yung functions ng human resource or human resources in the workplace. So let's start for the first one. Ayan. 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 Key functions, first is the recruitment and selection. Ayan. So, ang isa pong function po ng HR ay ang mag-recruit po or mag-select po ng kanilang empleyado. So, for example, Google, if you're aware, so Google attracts top talents through innovative recruitment and strategies. So, such as data analytics and to identify the best practices. So, the question is, ano nga ba yung um, um, qualities na hinahanap ng HR when recruiting candidates or how they ensure diverse and inclusive hiring processes. So, here, ayan, that's our question. Ayan. Ito yung mga qualities po na hinahanap po ng HR. First, we have teamwork. Okay? So, in a business or in an organization, mahalaga po na yung isang tao alam niya pong makihalubilo at maging part ng isang project. So, teamwork. Okay? So, candidates should demonstrate the ability to collaborate effectively with others, which is essential for fostering cooperative work environment. So, effective po kasi kapag may teamwork tayo sa work Okay? So yun po yung isang qualities na hinahanap po ng ating mga HR or yung human resource. So aside from that, no, we have also the willingness to learn. Okay? Yung hinahanap po na qualities po ng ating HR yung tao na gustong matuto. Okay? So a strong desire for personal and professional growth indicates adaptability and the proactive approach to challenges. So aside from teamwork, willingness to learn, meron din po tayong tinatawag na communication skills and emotional intelligence. Importante po kasi sa isang organization ang magkaroon po ng communication skills. Isang tao sa isang organization na meron siyang communication skills. So effective communication is crucial for conveying ideas clearly and facilitating smooth interactions within the teams. And aside from communication skills, ang hinahanap pa po ng ating HR ay yung meron pong emotional intelligence or the ability to understand and manage one owns emotion. So as well as those others or enhances interpersonal relationship and improvement teams. Mahalaga po yon when it comes to the organization. Okay? Now let's move on to the second function of HR. We have training and development. So ayan, isa pang function po nila ang mag-train at mag-develop po ng kanilang mga empleyado or organization. So for example na lang po, no, may mga companies po tayo na they are for training talaga and development of their employees. So for example, we have Amazon. So if I don't know if you're aware, it is an international parang Shopee shipment. Ayan, so Amazon Prime, ayan, it is a US based actually, no? Pero international naman sila nag-ship. So, for example, this company, no, they provide extensive training programs for new employees to ensure that they are all prepared for their roles. So, that is the importance naman ng training para at least maging aware po yung tao sa kanyang trabaho kung paano niya magagampanan ng mahusay ang kanyang trabaho. Okay? And yan. So the question is, what are the benefits of ongoing training and development for employee? Ano nga ba yung mga benefits na nakukuha natin sa training na pinoprovide nila? Siyempre, nag-i-improve yung employee performance natin, na-enhance yung employee retention. Ibig sabihin, siyempre kapag may training, may development, no, nare-retain natin yung mga employees natin. So, there's employee retention and the good thing, hindi tayo maglo-loss ng talent. Okay? So aside from that, magkakaroon din tayo ng employee engagement and morale. Competitive advantage also since kung if all of our employee are trained, no, competitive sila. So there's a competitive advantage. And also cost efficient. Cost efficient in the sense na for example, if trained yung isang individual, for example in production, so limited lang yung magiging damage or yung sira ng yung mga napoproduce natin na sira or hindi na pwedeng pakinabangan. So cost efficiency. So, investing in trainings po kasi reduces errors and inefficiencies, leading to lower operational costs over time. So, well-trained employees are less likely to make costly mistakes, which is translate into savings for the organizations. Okay? Aside from cost efficient, meron tayong development for future leaders because yan, for example, training, leadership trainings, no, we build, we create, we make no leaders or new leaders and better knowledge of company policies and goals. So those are the advantages, those are the benefits na pwedeng nating makuha if ang isang human resource ay nagpro-provide ng training and development within the organization. Okay? Now, let's move on to the next function of human resource. Meron tayong tinatawag na performance management. Okay? So here, ayan, sa performance management, one of the function of HR ay yung tignan. yung level or tignan yung improvement ng isang tao. So meron tayong tinatawag na annual review, may mga metrics po sila na sinusunod to test po or to measure po yung success po ng isang empleyado or isang part ng team within the organization. So for example, we have companies no like Adobe. So they shifted from traditional annual performance reviews to continuous feedback system to enhance their employee performance and engagement. May mga kwan po kasi tayo approach. May mga approach na pwede po natin gawin or ginagawa po ng HR para matignan po yung performance po natin. Okay? So for example, we have the annual performance review. So this is a structured evaluation no that provides a formal framework for evaluating employee performance consistently across the organizations, ensuring all the employees receive equal feedbacks. Okay? So, meron namang disadvantages kasi nga since annual siya, no, yung pagkuha ng data ay medyo mabagal since yearly mo lang nakikita or natitest na may measure yung improvement mo. So that is the ano naman parang disadvantage of yung annual performance feedback reviews. Yung second approach naman natin na pwedeng natin gawin, gaya nga yung pag-ship ng Adobe from the traditional one which is the annual performance review to the continuous feedback, no? Yung continuous feedback kasi it is a real-time adjustment. So allows for immediate feedback agad-agad. So enabling employees to adjust their performance proactively rather than waiting for annual reviews. So dito kapag continuous feedback, binibigay na mismo yung performance rating mo in that particular time. Hindi mo na hihintayin yung 1 year para makita, para ma-measure, pero para malaman kung ano yung naging performance mo in terms sa management. Okay? So, that is continuous feedback. And also, pwede rin natin gawin yung isang approach na tinatawag natin na 360-degree approach. Dito naman, nagagather ng feedback from multiple sources like peers, supervisors, subordinates, no? Offering a well-rounded view of an employee's performance. So dito na pro-promote yung tinatawag natin na self-awareness. Okay? So it helps employees understand their strength, the areas for improvement from various perspective, which is good when it comes to management para at least you know what you can really offer to the table, no? Nakikita mo kung ano ba yung kailangan mong gawin, kailangan mong i-maintain since you are one of your strength is this, and ano ba yung kailangan mong gawin para mapunan naman yung mga pagkukulang mo or what are the things to be enhanced. Okay? So those are the three na pwede natin gawin approach when it comes to performance management. So we have continuous feedback, we have annual reviews, and we have also yung tinatawag natin na 300-degree feedback. 360-degree feedback. Ibig sabihin all, no? Lahat po ng na surroundings mo ay 360 degrees ay kinukuha yung feedback for your improvement. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. We have the employee relations. Ayan. So, employee relations naman, bakit siya mahalaga? Okay, so why is maintaining good employee relations important? Importante po kasi ang good relations kasi yon nga, nandyan na po sa ating screen, no? It can greater the employee, there's satisfaction when it comes to their jobs, no? There also an increase when it comes to loyalty. They reduce the workplace conflicts. Ibig sabihin, there's no disparities, there's no wars between the employees, no? Trust and confidence among employees, and a better workplace culture. And the last one, it also increase innovation. So today, pag-uusapan natin yung mga strategies or for positive employee relations. Ano ba yung kailangan natin gawin para mapanatili na meron pong good employee relations. Okay? So let's start for the first strategy. We need to foster open communication. So we need to promote transparency. So we need to establish an environment where employees feel comfortable, no, sharing their feedback and concerns. It is also includes regular meetings and one-on-one check-in to ensure everyone is heard. So it's very important that we need to include everyone regardless of their position in decision making, in discussion, in problem solving. Why? Because, ayan, kapag nagpo-foster tayo ng open communication, no, there's transparency. No? Maganda yan when it comes to workplace. Doon natin napapanatili yung tinatawag natin na good employee relations. Okay? Now, aside from fostering open communication, we need also to create a supportive work culture. We need to provide, no, the needs ng mga friends natin or part ng ating workplace. We need also to implement recognition programs. So if we want to have a good employee relations, no, mag-provide naman po tayo ng mga reward system po natin. So if someone is doing good, then provide something for her or for him, no, para at least ma-motivate naman siya sa kanyang trabaho. Okay? So aside from that, we need also to involve employees in decision making. Nasabi ko na yan kanina. We need to promote work-life balance, no? Dapat hindi lang puros trabaho. Pwede na naman tayo magkaroon ng mga activities in work, no? We can also have yung ibahin natin yung dimension ng trabaho para at least magkaroon po tayo ng good employee relations. Okay? Invest in leadership development also para at least lahat po, no, kahit maiwan po yung isa, no, he can be a leader on his own. Yan. So by implementing these strategies, take note, no, that the human resource can significantly enhance employees' relations, leading to a more engaged workplace or workforce that is committed to achieving organizational goals. So these efforts not only improve individual job satisfaction, but also contribute to the overall company performance and culture. Okay, now let's move on to the next and to the next function of human resource at yung tinatawag natin na compensation and benefits. Ayan. So, one of their function ay nagpro-provide po sila ng compensation and benefits. Okay? So, analyze na lang natin. May mga companies kasi na nagbibigay po ng mga may mga companies nagbibigay ng benefits, no? Mataas-taas talaga na benefits. For example, are you aware of this company? Yes, syempre. Yung iba aware dyan. No? We have Netflix and Chill. Yan. Tara Netflix. Tas iba pala. Charet. Okay. Now we have Netflix. Ayan. So for example, Netflix Netflix offers unique compensation packages including limited vacation days to attract to retain talent. So isa pong functions yan ng HR na mag-provide po ng compensation, pakalaganan, benefits to your employee. So for example, in Netflix nagbibigay sila ng vacation day, nagbibigay sila ng compensation packages, no? Trabaho po 'yan ng isang HR. Okay? So now, the question is, how do compensation and benefits impacts employee satisfaction and retention? What trends are emerging in employees benefit? Ayan, may mga impacts po kasi ang pagbibigay ng benefits with our employees. So for example, we have job satisfaction, 'di ba? So for example, kung meron mang benefits ka na natatanggap, no, for example, in 1 month, meron kang vacation day, in 1 month, binibigyan ka ng mga packages, or in 1 month, no, may mga pa-gift sa mga employee, nagkakaroon tayo ng job satisfaction. And alam naman natin kapag may job satisfaction, there's a retention of our employees. Ibig sabihin, hindi po tayo nagpapakawala, hindi po tayo nawawalan ng talent, which is good because it will not lead to turnover rates. Okay, naintindihan po? Okay, so in conclusion, no, compensation and benefits play a crucial role in influencing employee satisfaction and retention. So organizations that practice competitive pay and innovative benefits packages are more likely to foster a motivated and committed workplace. So for example, may 13-month pay, meron po kayong sumusunod po tayo sa minimum wage if you are in the province or even if you are in the urban places, no? For example, may mga leaves po tayo, maternity leave, paternity leave, no? May mga separation pay and all. Eh di talagang nagkakaroon tayo ng job satisfaction and also retention. Okay? So, we must adopt these strategies, to keep the evolving needs of their employees, ensuring that they are remain competitive in attracting and retaining top talents. Okay? Now, let's move on to the next function of human resource. We call this compliance with the employment law. I think this is the last. Okay, ito yung pinaka-last po na ating magiging topic. Ayan. Sa functions. Okay? So, here, um, uh, isa pong function po ng HR ang sumunod po sa batas, lalo na po when it comes to labor law. So, yung labor law, ibang usapan na yan, no? Pag-usapan natin yan kapag third year na kayo. So, kapag labor law, pinag-usapan, may mga legal po kasi na measures na kailangang sundin po ang HR. So, for example, sa payment, no? Most especially if government agency ka, kapag nasa government agency ka, no, may mga kailangan po tayong sundin na protocols. So, ayan. So there are some key labor laws that HR professionals must be aware of. So dapat alam po ng HR kung ano yung mga labor laws na yan, no? How can HR stay updated on these changes in the employment laws? So HR professional must be well versed when it comes to the various labor laws to ensure compliance and foster a fair in workplace environment. So here are some of the key laws to be aware of, along with strategies for stay updated on the changes in employment. So for example, mga laws natin, may tayong fair labor standards o yung tinatawag here in the Philippines na labor standards. So ito naman tumutukoy sa mga benefits, no? For example, yung minimum wage, yung overtime pay, yung child labor standards. Baka naman po meron kayong mga bata na pinagtatrabaho, merong child labor, no? Pwede po kayong makasuhan. So, dapat po well-versed ang isang HR when it comes to labor law. So, for example, yung mga hindi dapat or bawal, no? Mga illegal, yung mga undocumented activities ninyo, no? Dapat hindi yan pwede. So, as an HR, you should be aware of that. We have also family and medical leave. Ayan, pwede po yan. Okay? So, we can add all of those. Or dapat pinag-aaralan po ng bilang isang HR ang mga bagay po na yan. Okay, now let's move on to the different tawag dito. Ayan. Or the importance of human resource. Bakit nga ba sila importante? Or bakit ba ito importante? So the human resources plays a vital role in enhancing organizational effectiveness through several key strategies, particularly in the areas of employee engagement and retention. So creating a positive work environment and support professional development initiative. So here are detailed explanation of its point. So the first one is ano nakalagay dyan? Improving employee engagement and retention rates. Ayan. So employee engagement, HR is responsible po, no, for implementing strategies that foster employee engagement, which refers to the emotional commitment of the employees have toward to their organization. Or engaged employees are more likely to be productive, motivated, and aligned with the company goals. So aside from engagement, employee engagement, dapat yung HR, no, magaling sila when it comes to strategies. So HR can conduct regular employee surveys to gauge the engagement levels, implement recognition programs to celebrate achievements, and also the HR can also create channels, no, for employees to voice out their opinions and suggestions, or yung tinatawag po natin na mechanism feedback. So dapat may mechanism feedback po 'yan. Okay? Or aside from strategies and also employee engagement, no, meron din tayong tinatawag na impact on retention. So the high level of engagement leads to the lower turnover rates. So take note of that. So when employees feel valued and connected to their work, they are less likely to leave the organization. So this stability is crucial for maintaining knowledge and expertise within the company, which enhances overall effectiveness. Okay, now let's move on to the second one. And so the second one is creating a positive work environment that aligns with the company mission. Ayan. So, Ayan. HR plays a key role in shaping the organization's culture and work environment. So, a positive work environment is characterized by trust, by respect, and collaboration among employees. So, under creating positive work environment and aligns with the company missions, may mga strategies po tayo, no? So, for example, alignment with mission. So, HR ensures, no, dapat the work environment reflects to the company missions and values, no? So this alignment employees understand how their roles contributed to the larger goal of the organization, fostering sense of purpose. So it also comes with the strategies. So HR can also implement team building activities, no? Pwede po silang mag-create or mag-implement po ng team building activities to promote open communication and establish policies that support work-life balance. And by creating a supportive atmosphere, the HR enhances employee satisfaction and productivity, which is turn drives organization's effectiveness. Okay, take note of that. Now, let's move on to the last one. Yes, ito na yata yung pinaka-last under this topic, human resource. We have the support professional development initiatives that empower employees. So, professional development, no, HR is responsible for creating and promoting professional development programs that empower employees to grow their careers. This includes training, mentorships, and opportunities for skills enhancement. So aside from professional development, we have also empowerment and also strategies. So by investing in employees' growth, the human resources helps their acquired new skills and knowledge with or not only benefit the individual, but also the organization as a whole. So take note, alam natin yan, kapag empowered po yung employees natin, they are more likely to be initiative, innovative, and also contribute to positivity of the organization. Okay? Now, in summary, the HR enhances organizational effectiveness by focusing on employee engagement and retention, creating a positive work environment aligned with company missions, and supporting professional development initiatives. These efforts leads to motivated and skilled workers, which is essential for achieving organizational goals and maintaining a competitive edge in the market. So by prioritizing these areas, the HR contributes significantly to the overall success and sustainability of the organization. Okay? Now let's move on sa next po natin na topic. Ayan, the part-time or understanding part-time jobs. So, part-time jobs, it involves recognizing their characters, benefits, no, the challenges, and the various sectors in which they are found. So, here are detailed explanation po. Okay? So, I myself, alam naman ninyo na yan na I am also a part-timer. So, iba't iba akong nagtatrabaho. Sa iba't iba ang school ako nagtatrabaho. May ISPSC, may IBI, no? Meron pa sa ayan. So, as a part-timer, no, um, mahirap talaga yung situation po namin. Wala po kaming regular work. Okay? So today, we are going to discuss po ano pa yung definition ng part-time, ano po yung types ng part-time jobs na pwede po nating applyan, or ano po yung mga type of part-time jobs na nag-exist po sa workplace, benefits po ng pagiging part-time, and also yung challenges po na kinakaharap po ng mga part-timers na kagaya ko. Okay? So let's first define what is part-time jobs, or ano nga ba yung anong pagtawag doon? Ano nga ba yung part-time or part-time jobs? Okay? So part-time jobs are position where, take note, employees work fewer hours than full-time employees. Ibig sabihin, mas mababa po yung ginugugol namin na magtrabaho over for those regular employee. Okay, so typically less than 30 to 35 hour per week. So for example, ako sa ISPSC, 18 hours lang ako yata per week. Yeah, naka-minimum po ako ng 18 hours per week. So these rules can be flexible and are often designed to accommodate individuals who may have other commitments such as education, family responsibilities, and other jobs. So for example, sa akin, since I am 18 per week lang po ako sa ISPSC Candon Campus, no, meron po akong time para sa iba pong trabaho. So sa IBI or sa family or sa iba pang responsibilities ko, no, nagiging flexible po yung yung oras ko. So here are the different types of part-time jobs na nag-exist po in the workplace. So part-time jobs that can be found across various sectors and can include, for example, we have retail position. So example, kapag retail positions, na we have cashiers, nandiyan na yan, stock clerk, a customer service representative. So these rules often requires employees to work during peak hours, such evenings and weekends. Okay, so parang kapag part-time kasi parang on-call na rin sila eh. So for example, kapag peak hours or peak season, natatawagan sila to work. Okay? So aside from that, we have also industry service. So positions as waiting staff. We have also wait staff. We have bartenders and hotel staff are common in the service sector. So these jobs often involves variable hours, based on the customer demands. Okay, nakadepende po yan sa customer demands. So aside from the public positions, the retail positions, service industry, we have also administrative roles. So part-time administrative position may includes receptionists, data entry clerks, and office assistants. So this role typically involves supporting these operations and may have a set hours. So aside from that, we have also seasonal work. Ayan, many industries such as um, uh, tourism and retail, seasonal part-time jobs can peak during specific time of the year lang. So such as holidays and summer vacations. So for example, kapag summer, ayan, mga in-demand part-time jobs natin, yung mga jobs na makikita natin near the beach. Ayan, so hindi lang beach. For example, Baguio, no? Kapag summer, kasi mainit nga, pupunta ka sa taas sa Baguio. So marami yung mga part-time jobs, since mas marami kasing demand ng mga tourists or customers, no? And the last one, we have the freelance work. So project-based lang po siya. Rules such as writing, graphic design, and also consulting. Actually, I myself, I am a freelance worker. Ayan, so nag-freelance worker ako. So if you are ano, parang there's a question on you why I am not that much good, why I am why yeah, good when it comes to editing, when it comes to graphics. And the main purpose, or for example this one, when good when it comes to technology or whatsoever, because I am also a freelance work. So I work before for different agencies aside from the managerial position given to me in Baguio City. So I work as a educator, a business teacher, instructor, trainer for an international company based in California. So yung mga college students around the globe yung tinuturuan ko at that time as a freelance worker. At meron din ako mga freelance work, for example, in tawag dito, mga graphic design, data entry, ayan, mga mga part-time jobs na learn ko lang naman sa YouTube. So actually, I am not good when it comes to editing, pero nung na-introduce sa akin yung Canva, inaral ko yung Canva, nung nagkaroon na ako ng idea on how to edit. And now I am using it as a tool. So for example, this presentation, ginamit ko yung Canva for this presentation. So those are the freelance work na pwede natin gawin or yung nag-i-exist within the workplace. No? So we have also the different benefits of part-time jobs. Ayan. So ano, number one benefits of part-time job is yung tinatawag natin na flexibility. Plus klase na ko na garudo. Okay, so part-time positions often allows for more adaptable schedules, making them ideal for students, parents, or individuals with other commitments. So this flexibility can help employees balance their personal and professional lives. Okay, so aside from that, we have also work-life balance. Ayan. So part-time jobs provide an opportunity to maintain their um, work-life balance, allowing individuals to pursue hobbies, education, no, or family time without the demands of full-time jobs. So aside from that, we have also skills development, and part-time jobs can help individuals gain valuable work experiences and develop new skills without commitment on the full-time employment. So this experience can be beneficial for future career opportunities. So those are the benefits of part-time jobs. So flexibility, work-life balance, and skills development. Pero in my case, since maraming akong pinagpa-part-timean or maraming akong work, no? Walang ganito, walang flexibility, walang work-life balance, ay merong skills development. Wala akong work-life balance and flexibility. Just because, yun nga, parang full-time na rin ako since kumpleto naman yung araw ko, Monday to Friday ako nagtatrabaho. Tapos nag-aaral pa ako ng Saturday and Sunday. So yun, walang work-life balance. Okay? So now let's move on to the last one. Oh my gosh. Nandito na sa the last part. Because, it's already 36 minutes and 38 seconds. Talking and talking and talking here. Tapos pinagluluto pa ako. Okay? So we have challenges of part-time jobs. So while part-time jobs have their benefits na nasabi natin kanina, there also come with challenges. So for example, limited benefits, no? So part-time workers may not receive the same benefits as full-time employees, so such as health insurance, remittance plans, or paid time off. So this can lead to financial insecurity for some individuals. And that's true. Okay, so for example, sa amin sa part-time po sa ISPSC, no, wala po kaming mga benefits. Hindi po nababayaran yung SSS, yung aming PhilHealth, no, wala rin po kaming 13-month pay. So yung mga yon po, no. So limited lang po yung benefits po namin as a part-time. Okay? Walang mid-year pay, walang ganun po. Okay? So, walang bonus. Pero may mga binibigay naman for some reasons and we're lucky and we are happy naman at least nabibigyan rin ng halaga yung mga empleyado nila. So, thank you very much ISPSC. Okay, so we have also job security. So, part-time positions can sometimes be less stable compared to the full time rules. So that's true. So employers may not be more likely to reduce hours or eliminate position during economic downturns. Okay? So job security. So for example, lalo kapag part-time ka, no, hindi ka naman regular. So kapag may mga, let's say sabihin na natin na may nagkaroon ng problema in the workplace, siguro ikaw yung hindi magiging ma-prioritize. No, since hindi na ka naman na totally regular employee. So the last one, we have career advancement. So opportunities for promotion may be limited for part-time employees, and that's so true, and that's so sad. So as many organizations prioritize full-time staff for the achievements, this can hinder career growth for those seeking long-term employment. Okay, so yun naman po ang disadvantage, no? Warang career advancement kung part-time ka, since part-time ka lang, okay? So in conclusion, understanding part-time jobs involves recognizing their diverse nature, the benefits they offer, and the challenges they present. So this rule play a significant part in the labor market, providing flexibility and the opportunity for individuals who may not be able to commit and full-time employment. So by weighing the pros and the cons, individuals can make informed decisions about pursuing works or jobs that aligns with their personal and professional goals. Okay, doon na lang po nagtatapos ang ating talakayan at ating discussion about sa part-time jobs and also the human resources. So yung ating video na sunod, which is the tawag dito, the new paradigm in workplace ay sa susunod na lang po na video. Okay, so thank you very much. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye!